my lords, ladies, gentlemen, and the Scottish. I, Charles Totterton, your Prime Minister, welcome my esteemed guests to this banquet in honour of the most momentous of occasions in our long history. My colleagues, we, of the United Kingdom Independence Party, are finally in power. And in honour of the Brexit spirit, we thought to hell with that European nonsense they call cuisine, and instead present some of Britain's finest dishes. Who needs red wine, French cheese, when we have burnt British toast and overdone beef? By God, it makes one proud to wave the flag sometimes. However, before proceeding, we must honour the tragic news today of the dear, dear loss of Canada, following her unfortunate nuclear destruction at the hands of His most tremendous and fantastic Majesty, Emperor Trump. Whatever shall we do without Canada's greatest contributions to human civilization, the mountain beaver and Justin Trudeau? Alas, the great battle for Britain's future awaits. We face many a grave crisis to our shores, a rise in unemployment, a severe food shortage due to the European blockade back in 2048. However, we are not for complaining, nor surrendering to the will of others. By God, we aren't French, are we? No, this government has in fact prepared a detailed and succinct plan to combat this. We shall be investing very heavily towards the program Eat the Poor. Now, we would never support cannibalism as a policy, but desperate times, desperate measures. So, my fellow countrymen, to put the great back into Great Britain, find your local peasant and take a sympathetic munch. Solve poverty and the food crisis in but one bite. Go, rather. Second on the agenda, we find the Brexit negotiations. As I'm sure you're all aware, these talks have been ongoing for the last 2 decades, yet we are determined to tell the European Union what we want. Rest assured we shall do, just as soon as we figure out what that is. Hard Brexit, soft Brexit, scrambled Brexit, poached Brexit, fried Brexit, gently smoked Brexit with a side of fresh nationalism and a sprinkling of ignorance. At this stage, my friends, one hardly knows what to feel, except probably slightly hungry. Yet fear not. No backward Balkan state shall dare to challenge British bombacity. Shall the Greeks turn down a trade deal with the bargaining chip of doner kebabs? What may the Italians bring to the table, save pasta puttanesca or mama's virgin olive oil? May the Spanish last through the talks or call upon a siesta midway through the afternoon. However, until a deal is struck with the continent, my friends, I believe we require a slight diversion to keep the peasants, ordinary citizens of the United Kingdom, occupied. By order of His Majesty, King Boris of House Johnson, I declare a revival of that which we've loved and missed so very dearly. I, of course, refer to that utterly uncontroversial of historical periods. The Empire! Huzzah! What better way to get the British together than the promise of oppressing others? However, from henceforth, the United Kingdom Imperial Party shall dictate the British policy has impacted the world only in the most positive of manners. Our peaceful intentions of partition have maintained stability on a global scale, such as in India, Ireland, and Cyprus. Except when it led to brutal civil war, of course, such as in India, Ireland, Ireland and such. These are trivial points, lady. Britannia shall take her place soon enough. As my private secretary Tiffany once so eloquently put, after she and I engaged in a passionate debate of sorts. Darling, do you fancy another round? However, I assure you, it was but an intense round of golf to preoccupy ourselves with. Many criticize me for hiring Tiffany, but I assure you, to the team and myself most of all, she has proved the greatest of assets. Her stunning brain, her amazing chess skills as a grandmaster, and of course, her impeccable ability to recognize what people ultimately desire. Another round. The British are not satisfied as America's adorable pet bulldog, and to satisfy disillusion, I suggest a military intervention in one of the last former colonies, now one of the most brutal of regimes, New Zealand. None know the terror of Kiwis and woolen sheep, and a boost of morale shall serve the administration nicely. As for resistance in the military, have no fear. I believe most of their officers are more acquainted with their flock than their regiments. As for the people, after witnessing the traditional hacker dance with Tiffany, whilst on a dirty economic fact-finding mission for the government, I believe it's an act of mercy if some of them purely cease to exist. It certainly would be for us. Besides, it would be a far easier war to win than with neighbouring Australia, home to some of the most savage and predatorial of nature's beasts. The animals aren't that bad either. So, my fellow Brexiteers, with this in mind, let us honour the British voter, for it is thanks to him that we may do as we please. God save the King, and at this rate, the rest of the world. Thank you.